Hey, how's it going? In this week's video, you'll be receiving the best tips on designing your mobility routines that I've learned over years of trial and error. This is a follow-up to my previous video on mobility, which you can watch if you want to know why and why not to perform them. As I go through my tips, I'll be narrating over an example routine I've written up. I wrote this based on a desk worker who performed an upper body workout the day before and is about to perform a lower body and posterior chain workout in the early evening. I put together 3 time-efficient routines for morning, midday, and nighttime to assist this person with their energy, recovery, and preparedness for the session. Now, without further ado, let's move on to the tips. Number 1. Base your routine on the time of day. As mentioned in the last video, our routines are best spent keeping our bodies functional, useful, and optimally recovering from the previous day's session. And you can also select movements that will help you prepare your body for the next session. Morning and afternoon routines should be more dynamic and keep your energy high, while you will want to stick to calmer movements in the evening and typically focus a little more on stretching for tension release. Tip number 2. To perform exercises that alleviate tension or soreness from the previous training session, I recommend working a sore muscle with a low intensity tightening movement alongside one that will stretch the muscle. For example, if you performed a lot of dips yesterday, you may want to start today with some push-ups against the wall and follow it up with some pec stretches. This, in my experience, has been the fastest way to overcome persistent soreness and allow you to cut down on the days between working the same muscle group. Tip number 3. Pick movements that give you as many benefits as possible for efficient use of your time. If you have a movement that both stretches and tightens at the same time in the same sense that a pec fly does, that would be ideal. Now, if you are very sore in a very specific point, isolation exercises may be best, but consider finding movements that may benefit as many areas as possible. A downward dog, for example, will stretch your calves and your hamstrings while also opening up your shoulders and your chest. Tip number 4. Pick exercises that help with your day and offset the issues that arise across your day. To do this, you must provide your body with exercises that take you through the opposite of what you typically do. If you spend a lot of time sitting in an office setting, open up and stretch the front of your body while tensing and tightening the muscles along the back of the body. I would also recommend getting in plenty of back loosening exercises with twisting motions. Now, if you spend a lot of time standing or walking, such as in retail, take yourself through plenty of foot and ankle stretching exercises, as well as decompression work for your back, like hanging or support holds, which I can show you how to do without any special equipment whatsoever in a later video. This will relieve a lot of tension for you. On the other hand, if you're working manual labor, you'll need to alleviate tension from repetitive motion and ensure all necessary parts of the body are engaged properly during your work, such as using glute and core focused exercises to ensure your lower back isn't taking the strain. Tip number 5. Pick additional exercises that specifically help your next training session. I highly recommend putting in an easier version of the same types of exercises that you're going to be performing next. This will greatly improve your movement, reduce your warm-up needs, and you will see an improvement in your strength levels. Tip number 6. Pick exercises that will put to use the least developed or utilized parts and movements of your body. Now, there is no perfect training system that will cause you to work everything. Or perhaps you're working towards a very specific goal and you've got no time in your main workout to include something that might be vital for your health. A mobility routine is a great time to do something that will maintain a well-rounded and healthy body that you can't normally do. Tip number 7. Always change your routines based on what you did the day before and what you will do today. Like in the case of this routine, I recovered from an upper body session and prepared for a lower body session. I would spend the next day possibly doing the opposite. Now that we've been through the tips, let's have a look at the example routine I went through. As you can see, there are 6 exercises in each mobility routine, and I chose to perform them for just a single set of 30 seconds worth of repetitions. That right there is solid proof you can get a lot done in barely over 3 minutes, keeping in mind there will be a few seconds of extra time transitioning between the exercises. So, you'll be able to get a routine like this done in under 10 minutes a day. And in that tiny amount of time, it will give you more energy, prime your body for exercise, speed up your recovery, keep you mentally healthy and productive, and reduce your injury risk. You could double the length of the routine, and most people could still fit that into their day. I hope these tips will provide you with a lot of consideration for giving you the best possible routine designed by you for you. There is nothing more empowering than knowing that you're giving yourself the best care possible, doing what works best for you, rather than relying on a one-size-fits-all routine. If you still need any guidance, hit me up in the comments and I'll see what I can do. I would also love to see what you come up with for yourself, so be sure to leave a comment with your routine. That's all for today's video. Don't forget to subscribe if you liked what you saw, and I'll see you in the next video.